This is Bella's Week 4 drills. Okay, because she's going to be going from the orange to the green, I would set her up almost touching that white fence under the where it says number 80, like closer to the wall to give her a straight line here rather than this, but it's not a big deal. That's pretty minor. And some dogs really don't like having their butts almost touching the wall too. So, but I don't know if you ever tried it, but I would, um, just to see, because I ideally that's where she would be set up. Not a big deal, and she's also small enough, and the line isn't that um, much of a big deal here. So that's just very nitpicky. Okay, so it looks like you have a little bit of a moment there. You get lost for a second. I think you forget what you're doing. You also go way in too deep and way into there when you want to get down for a front cross. Okay, as you can see, she has to go around you. You are right in her way as she's taking the jump. So the bad news is you are way in her way, and that's because of two reasons. Number one, your path, you went all inside here and then out. Your path should have been just like that, which would have put you way further in advance, way further downstream. You took a whole bunch of extra steps in the wrong direction just to get back to where you are now. The other thing is you did have that moment, like that half second of like, oh, where do I got to go, and then to get here. The good news is that you use excellent mechanics, 4 big steps to get the hell out of her way, and that's why she keeps the bar up. Also, by the way, a really good job of Bella's part to keep the bar up and trust you that you will be out of your way. Dogs generally don't want to land, don't want to hit our knees. I'm sure she does not. Some dogs don't really care. They will take us out. I don't think Bella's one of those kind of dogs. So the fact that she doesn't want to hit you and she trusts that you will be out of her way is excellent on her part. So once again, see where you're going way inside there and then coming back out? Okay, so now we're rear crossing. If we're going to rear cross this blue jump, see the line for her? She comes out of the tunnel. It's pretty much straight to there and then comes the rear cross. You should be showing her that path. So we're going to rear cross the blue jump, 3 steps. Show her the path, get her commitment, and then drive your line. This is your line. You start driving your line well before she's committed to the path. You go, and that's why you end up going like this and then doing that. See how you're running this whole time, and then you have to cross behind her like this? You're able to get this rear cross in only because there's nothing in the sequence after it. But in the real world, unless she was doing a 180 to this orange jump, if there was anything else, like going down into a tunnel or something, that would be more likely in real life, you would have had no chance. So the answer, the solution is patience here, where you are right now. More patience here. Get her to commit to that jump and then drive your line rather than this path that you took. The other problem with this is that by doing that path, the next time you just want her to turn like this and you slow down, if you slow down here to get her to turn this way, she might read this as a rear cross and go that way. So it's adding confusion. You can eliminate that confusion and get a much better rear cross by slowing down sooner and then driving your line. So again, you go way deep inside that tunnel pocket, and then you have to come out and around. Your blind cross should be finished by now, which means you're looking over your shoulder, but you should also be out of her way on the other side of that wing. So another 5-6 feet across the wing. You're still in her way. You're still in there, and see how she had to go around you. So very, very similar to the front cross in that one, in that you went way in too deep inside that whole pocket and then ran around like this, as opposed to just doing this. So you took way too many steps in the wrong direction inside of that pocket, which only puts you further behind when you're doing your front and your blind. So another way is to think about it is, if I looked at your first up until Bella's like inside the tunnel, you take the same path on all three of those crosses, and you should not. Your path on the front and the blind should have been just as far as you had to go to get her a good tunnel entrance, and then immediately back here on the front and the blind, because you have to get downstream. The rear cross, that's fine to go in there and pick her up, because that way you can run with her and send her on this line to do this. But you run all three that way. The rear cross, fine. The front and the blind, cut it off and get downstream. They should look different.